Hey everybody, this is Ben. Just giving a little intro here at the beginning. Thanks for clicking on the video first of all, but to jump into it, we talked about some Tarkov, some disc golf stuff, Vegas challenges going on or coming up, and we had our first guest on today, Ian, which is really fun, really exciting. He's a cool dude to listen to. And gameplay wise, we got some Killing Floor 2. I know it's not like the biggest hit game, but I just got something to mess around with. If you guys want to, see any of the gameplay or have any ideas of what you want to see, just leave a comment, like, subscribe. You guys do what you want. No big deal. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Not So instQ podcast, episode 1 or 0.2, because I haven't decided yet. I just fucked up and didn't record any of my own audio, so we're redoing this. I'm your host, Ben. With me is Tristan.
Hello.
Beside him is Tonkar.
Sup?
And our guest today, as we want to try and start having a guest on each episode, is Ian, one of our good friends. What's up, Ian?
Hey.
Hey, it's like we did that and I said the same exact thing.
It's almost like that's already happened.
It's already happened. Great. So I just messed up and didn't record the audio, but luckily we're only 10 minutes in, so we're just restarting. And we're just going to keep going back to the same topics. I didn't know that starting a podcast was going to be so hard. And I'm not even going to try to repeat myself. I just didn't upload it to the right format. And then I just did that and messed up the audio. But starting a podcast is kind of tough. We were talking about Escape from Tarkov, as everybody here has gotten it. Some more recently than others, but we all have it now.
I'm a little behind.
Ian's a little behind. Ian only plays Smite.
I played Tarkov the other day though, so
Played some Tarkov. We did it when we did a 5-stack. That was pretty insane.
Mhm.
That was cool.
We it was our first time, I think, for every single one of us 5-stacking. I think for some of us, for 2 people, it was like their first PMC run, and it was insane.
It was mine. Or no, it wasn't.
It was Logan's brother Hunter's first time doing a PMC run. Cause Tristan and I were playing with him most of the morning that day, and we're just doing scav runs, getting him used to customs or getting used to the game in general. And we do a PMC run, and we get in a fight immediately, and Hunter and I die pretty fast, but the rest of you guys cleaned up. Is that when you killed? Is that when you killed him? Or was that on a scav run?
My very first game when we played it, or the second one, whenever my first PMC one was, and we were all playing together, right when I was trying to change the settings and stuff is when I killed him. Changed my settings, people started attacking us, had no idea where they were coming from, and I saw somebody in front of me, so I lit him up. And then I didn't say anything when Tonkar started bleeding out.
Lots of friendly fires happened already. Tonkar, Tristan and I played a map on reserve, and Tonkar lit up Tristan, and it caused Tristan to bleed to death because he didn't have a bandage or anything.
It was a scav run, so
It was a scav run.
You still killed me.
yeah, I did. You're right.
I think everybody is team killed Tristan, and Tristan hasn't team killed anybody.
Yeah, because I'm the best out of all of you, dude.
Tristan
He'll
just
do it
shows up.
eventually.
One day Tristan will get stressed on like a different map. He'll have a stress, and one of us will come flying around the corner, and Tristan just was like red in the eyes, tunnel vision on him, and just open fire.
And I don't miss my shots. They're gonna die.
The game's pretty hard like that. Like, it's definitely not something for anybody that's like just getting into games or anything with like no map, no compass, no anything, and then you can't see like who your teammates are and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely something different. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, they don't care how new you are. You're
Yeah,
gonna
right?
die.
Well, especially I've never seen anything like that get as big as Tarkov has recently. Like
Yeah.
usually those hardcore games, like yeah, they have their like cult followings and everything, but like Tarkov's starting to blow up, and that's kind of insane for something that really doesn't hold your hand at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a whole new direction on video games.
I think because people are sick and tired of getting their hands hold.
I
You know?
agree. I kind of hope that more games kind of turn out like it because I think it's really interesting in a lot of ways.
I think it's so good even for just it's still a beta too.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
it's basically it's almost compared to what it was when I played it in 2017. It's definitely compared to that and even the alphas before that. It's definitely like filled in way more with more maps too.
Hmm.
So like it's almost if you played it back then, it feels like a full release game. And it's not even. There's like 6 or 7 maps that aren't even in the game yet. You know, bunch
I
of
think it's really cool too because the trend recently has been those big like battle type games like Fortnite and
oh battle royale.
um, yeah, battle royale
Yeah.
games, and it takes like a kind of like a spin on that where like when I would play battle royale games, like they were fun to play with friends and everything, but it was so hard to get to like a victory. And I mean, you're going against 100 people, like your odds of getting there aren't very big.
It's like
And
one.
so like yeah, that made it like the replayability of it unfun to me because I'd get
Oh
like
yeah.
most of the way there and then just die. But in Tarkov, like yeah, you die a lot and you lose your stuff, but it's not the same as having to go against 100 people. Like you have the ability every single time you spawn in, like a very good chance of getting through it,
Mhm.
even if it is really difficult and they don't hold your hand. So I think it balances difficulty better than those other games, and it makes it a lot more fun to replay.
Yeah. I've never liked the battle royale games where you spawn in with nothing and then you leave with you win with a bunch of loot and stuff. I like how
Hmm.
in Tarkov you can spawn in with the best gear. As annoying as it sounds, you spawn in with the best gear in the game and you could just dunk on everybody else in the lobby. And
Hmm.
I think that's
Well, and it's something that you worked for too,
yeah.
and at the same time, like those other people, it's not just so one-sided that there's no way that they can't get around it. You have the ability to run away. You don't have to kill everybody to win the game like you do in a battle royale. You can simply just like there are other tactics other than just being the last one standing. You can maneuver around people, get around squads that you don't think you can take, get to an extraction point that's different than the one you maybe originally targeted,
Mhm.
because maybe that one's blocked off by some assholes waiting for you to walk over there or
Yeah,
something. I don't
yeah.
know, but yeah, I think it's a really cool game. And I know when you guys were all playing it and I was thinking about getting it, I kind of, I mean, I didn't really know what it was. I had seen you guys play it. It kind of looked like Arma or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, and when I started watching videos on it, on what it was, I couldn't like believe how simple the game sounded because like the video I watched that initially explained what it was literally you spawn in Tarkov and you escape, and that is the whole game, and you just keep doing that over and over again. And like, oh, it's crazy that a concept like that can be made in such a way to make it interesting and fun. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really unique and cool that that's catching on.
There's I think another good reason is there's nothing like a good gunfight in that game. Gunfights are intense in that game. And we just played a run where we got out of a pretty not crazy gunfight, but still one of a bigger one. Definitely the biggest gunfight we've walked out of in a long time.
Yeah, walked out of.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good way to
True,
word
true.
that.
We've gotten big gunfights, but we've lost most of those. Like especially when you get grenaded by the scav boss on gas station at customs or something. um, that's super. There's I was talking about it. Me and Tonka actually been shooting a couple days back, 4 or 5 days, two yesterday. I don't
Nice.
no,
One of the days recently.
one of the recent days.
This last week sometime.
Last month, last yesteryear, and we were talking, and we're like, yeah, we both agreed. There's nothing in right now, if you ask either of us, like a Tarkov gunfight. I don't know, like the
It's
closest thing
more
is
exciting.
yeah, the closest thing is Rainbow, because the mechanics are pretty similar. Similar.
Nice.
Similar. but it feels so much more real in Tarkov, if you ask me. What do you guys think?
I'd agree with that. I mean, like in Rainbow, you're just waiting for somebody to either come and attack you, or you're trying to get into a heavily area, and like you're gonna encounter people. But in Tarkov, you're always on your toes because you might have a run where you don't run into anybody, and then other times you might like I don't know. I mean, anybody could be anywhere. There's no like house that they're gonna be sitting inside. You don't
Yep.
drone and know where people are at.
Yep.
Like it's more spontaneous than Rainbow, which I think makes it more exciting because it's more of like a kind of like a jump scare type of thing when you see somebody like around a corner or something like that. It makes it more exciting because it's not, I don't know, just
We've all jumped in
obvious as to
Tarkov.
where they're going to be. Yeah, right. My first game, I like jumped like twice or three times at least, and every single game after that, it's been the same thing.
I think
It's hard to get used to.
I've gotten used to it a little bit, but still, I still jump sometimes. There was a time we're playing Tristan and I scavved the game in on woods, and there was a scav right next to us, and it was an AI scav. We walk up to him, he looks at Tristan, and I just blast the dude in the face with a pistol, and you could hear Tristan jump from his chair. And
Yeah, that was that was terrifying. The scav was just minding his own business. We're just walking up to him, like not looted at all. And Ben just whips out his pistol and we're just staring at him. The scav turns around because I wasn't too sure if it was still a scav or not. Scav turns around, points his AK at my face, and I hear a shot go off, and it's luckily it was Ben shooting him in the head, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Never been so frightened.
we had that raid ended pretty funny too because we're extracting at an extract right on the shore of woods, and we were getting shot at by a due to the silenced DMR, and we're just wiggling to dodge him as the extract timer's going down.
Man,
The dude was super bad, just really really bad.
That's another thing too, because the game's new. You're gonna run into players that don't know what they're doing as well, and so like other games that you join, like even like any battle royale now too, that it's like the closest genre I can compare it to. Everybody that plays those games is gonna be ridiculously good at it, so
Yeah.
it's hard to have a chance there. It just adds to the difficulty.
For
yeah.
sure.
So it definitely makes it more forgiving, even though it's a really hardcore game when it's more of a newer game that people aren't used to yet, and you're able to find your bearings instead of jumping into something that's 2 or 3 years old that everybody already has their stuff figured out with it, and you just get completely rolled, and it takes all the fun out of it. You can't learn the game because of it.
hmm I also like how the game's been out for a long time. Still, it's been out for like 3 years,
Yeah,
4 years.
and it's just now like
It's
gaining like
just
a ton of
now
steam.
like seriously blowing up.
Mhm.
Last winter, it got a lot of traction last winter as well, and that's actually what I got. It was 2 winters ago, yesteryear, um, um, and I played it with a buddy of mine, and we didn't play. I didn't play nearly as much as I did last time. Then, but it's just so much. There's so much more stuff to it since I played that. Like when I played it, there was no scav bosses and stuff. So like the scab bosses alone were like such a cool feature to me when I first played again, because I just thought it's like, oh, the scab bosses with crazy ass loot and shit you can pick up made going to some of these places that weren't as interesting much more interesting and much more fun, even though all they do is toss grenades at you.
Yep.
We've had so many interactions going to like fight one of the scab bosses, and we just see like a goon squad. The scab boss himself has no armor on, so he's pretty easy to kill. But he's got this goon squad of scabs that just follow him with really high rated armor. And they just fucking keep throwing grenades, and they don't stop. And so sometimes you could be in like customs, and you just hear all the grenades go off. You're like, well, scab boss is in the map. Or some dude's just gun ho with grenades. Either one. Sorry. Moving on to something a little more outdoorsy. for anybody liking disc golf, the Vegas Challenge is going on or started.
Yeah, it started 2 days ago, I believe.
Has any videos came out yet?
Yep, yeah. There's two like main disc golf channels for like the men's open stuff,
Mhm.
and that's the main one is like Jomez Pro, but they're covering most of the major events that are happening. So like they have like 15 or 20 that are going to come out this season, but the other one is Central Coast Golf or Central Coast Golf or something like that.
Okay.
Well, they do a pretty good job at it too. But yeah, so it's coming out. The Las Vegas Challenge is coming out on their channel, and it's looking nice. Ben and I went there back in September. We went to the Wild Horse Golf Course, and it was quite an experience.
It was an experience. I don't think we're allowed to say what happened, but
Well, we could say that we got severely lost because
that course is so not oriented for freaking disc golf players.
yeah,
We go in, and I had to schedule an appointment 3 days ahead of time, which every disc golf course has been free that I've played on before then. And we've played probably every course in the surrounding area, right?
yeah, pretty close to it.
We played at least the pro course, you know.
Yeah,
And we I had to call ahead of time 3 days. So luckily on our second to last day in Vegas, I got it scheduled. We show up, and the guy's giving us a rundown. And he hands me a map, and he goes, all right, so this yellow line, and there's like a spider web of yellow lines. And he goes, it's going to point you here, to here, to here, to here, and you're going to go here, and you're going to be here. So watch out for here. It's not actually here, it's here. And I go, okay. He's like, yeah, most people get to the third hole, and then they just get bored and leave. And
That seems like a.
and I was like, okay. And at first I was like, nah, we're not. We're going to play the whole course because we're both super excited to play it. We both knew that this was where the pros play the Vegas Challenge in the first place. Tristan probably more than me. Tristan's been a little more into disc golf than I am. But still, I'm just as excited. I was just as excited as he was. And the first hole, no problem. Oh, the guy also mentions like, hey, watch out for the golfers. So let them, whenever, they always have priority in anything that happens. And I was like, okay, whatever, dude. And we do our first hole. Didn't really have too bad of a thing. We're like, okay, we're looking on the map. And it's like, all right, so it says the next one is here, hole 2. Hole 2, I don't think was that bad. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it was.
Yeah. They're fun holes. I mean, they're really open holes, but it was super windy. One thing I
Yeah.
don't think either of us are really that used to. We get to the third hole, and everything changes. It said the hole was at one location, but where that location took us was the hole 4 tee. And we could only see, from the hole 4 tee, you could see the hole 3 pin. So we're like, okay, well, it's somewhere here. But the hole 4 tee pointed towards the hole 3 pin. And then we were like, okay, let's just throw this and call it hole 3. We throw to the pin, and then on top of the pin, it says hole 16. And we're thinking, what the hell is going on? And we're just so confused. So after like maybe 10 minutes of navigating of like this way or that way, we're like, all right, we're going to play 2 more holes, and then we're just going to go. We're done. I lost 2 discs. I was already frustrated. I'd never lost a disc. Actually, I take that back. I never lost a disc that I used constantly. I lost one of my Discraft, Buzz SS, and I think I broke a window with it. Because I go to tee off or go to throw, and the wind either took it or it just hooked really right, and it goes off the golf course, and you just hear, it crashed. I'm like, I'm not getting that back. I'm not even gonna try. It's freaking gone, dude. I was frustrated. I throw another disc, I think maybe 2 throws later. It goes into a palm tree, and it was never seen again. I was like, I'm done. I threw my water bottle on the ground. I was having a bit of a
He
little.
threw it on the
I
ground.
threw it on.
Oh.
I dented the water bottle.
Jesus.
So frustrated. I really
They
like.
also gave us golf carts, which
What?
I mean, I guess was nice, but it's definitely not a sport that you need a golf cart for because you're just walking the entire time.
Yeah.
I can understand golf because it's like
You gotta carry shit.
yeah, you got to carry a really big bag and you have to go decent distances. But with disc golf, it's like the max distance for that course is like 600 feet.
Oh yeah.
It's just
for sure.
it's a nice, just a little walk and then you're there. So yeah, they gave us golf carts. We were like driving them like all over, like going up these like sandy hills, definitely off the path that we should have been on.
We started messing around. I took a little bit of a. We were there with my father as well as we went to Vegas with my parents, and I think didn't he take like a jump?
Yeah, he went off like a little hill and it bopped him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Got some air.
We were watching him, and he goes. We just look over at the right time, and he just goes over this hill. You see he's a big guy. You see him go up, and you're dunking. We look at each other, and I think we both started laughing, and then we made sure he wasn't dead.
Yeah, but that course is really confusing when it's not like
roped off specifically for disc golf.
yeah.
Yeah. Super confusing. I bet you when they do the Vegas challenge, the whole thing is closed off.
Oh
Like
yeah,
for
yeah. There's
regular-
definitely no golfers out there. There's just disc golfers.
Can anybody do those tournaments and sign up? Or is it
Um,
do you have to get like invited? Is like or any of that?
I think it's open, but you have to be like PDGA like certified,
Oh,
or
okay.
you have to be a part of the PDGA, and
Yeah.
then depending on your rating, I think you can just like apply for it.
Okay. I know you can. Can you get that on UDisc, like the app? Can't you get like
What
a
the?
PDGA certification?
I don't think you can do it on UDisc. You definitely have to go to like their site,
Okay.
and you have to like.
Oh, you can enter in your numbers for PDGA and link the two.
Yeah,
That's what you can do.
yeah. You have to go onto their site, sign up and everything. You have to get certified, but yeah. So pretty much anyone can play as long as they're like rated to play it.
Yeah. We went disc golfing last Sunday.
Yeah, it was nice. Tonkar was there.
Tonkar can throw, man.
I can, just not accurate. I got that dummy strength.
He's got that.
He's got those nasty forehands.
Yeah, he had that.
Sidewinded.
We were all kind of doing some practice throws. Me obviously trying not to fall because I don't have good form and don't throw right. I only fell one time, and it's because I slipped on ice. No, I slipped on my freaking disc and then fell over, but nobody was looking at me, so nobody saw it.
No, I saw it.
You just didn't say anything about it?
No, I laughed.
I slipped a couple of times, but we go out with another buddy of ours, and he throws. He's probably the best like form and thrower out of all of us. Then Tristan throws, I throw. Tonkar, he shows up, grabs a disc, and does just like with the freaking forearm, just throws it, and it just goes. And I thought he said he's played before, but I didn't think he was like, I just didn't think he could throw that far. And then he just tosses it, and I was like, damn, son! I was so impressed.
I can go distance. I have no accuracy.
That's about what I can do. I've only really cared about how fast it comes out of my hand because it looks cool, and that's the only reason.
That's funny.
I think for a little bit I was throwing the farthest, but just like you, Tonkar, I had zero accuracy, and my mid game was, it was horrendous.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why we play on like open courses with you because you can throw far, but can't throw straight.
No, can't throw straight, and I'm okay with that.
That's all right.
I have fun. I just like hanging out. We're playing, and Tonkar looks over. He's like, "I don't think I've ever played this game sober."
It's true. Whenever I've played disc golfing, the guy I always used to go with, he has this big ass cooler, and we used to have beer in it, and we have some music playing, and we just like walk around, drink beer, and throw discs.
Nice.
It's a good time. Because I was gonna bring alcohol, just because like, I wonder what they're gonna bring, and then nobody brought anything. I'm like, oh shit.
Did you bring alcohol?
I was going to,
Okay.
because I
But
wasn't
you let him
sure.
down.
It is 9 a.m.
It was 9 a.m.
Your
What is
point
wrong
is-
with you, Tom?
And you were gonna bring booze at 9 in the morning?
It's gonna bring some beer. I don't know, just something light.
He's like, yeah, wife, I'm gonna be. Let's go be. Give me a second. I'm a little toasted. Can't you get drunk faster if you get like drink beer and exercise? Doesn't that get you? Or
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No idea.
I've always thought that.
Probably like lack of digestion and like strain on your body. Maybe I have no idea.
Well, it gets blood flowing faster, so like, it gets into your
Yeah.
bloodstream faster, right?
I don't know.
'Cause I know when
Probably.
you exercise, like
I remember there
your
was
blood flow goes to your skeletal muscles instead of like
Okay.
your organs and shit.
Gotcha.
Sorry, Ben, for the boring science lesson.
Oh, it's okay. I don't know anything about science. We went to when we were at Vegas. We were at a pool. We were at a pool swimming, and Tristan bought a 6-pack of Blue Moon. And
12 pack.
you bought a 12. Oh, you bought a 12-pack of Blue Moon. I think you brought 6 to the pool. And you were drunk by the 4th one. I'm pretty sure you were drunk by the 4th.
Oh yeah, I was feeling good.
he was feeling good, and I was drinking non-alcoholic, and I felt a little tipsy. I drank like 5 or 6, but we were like just wrestling around in the pool, having a blast. There was like 26 people at that pool, and none of them were in the actual pool. It was
What?
Yeah,
That pool was freezing.
that pool
to
was
be-
Oh.
it was so
Alright.
damn cold. But you know what? Me and Tristan over there we're just wrestling.
That's funny.
Tristan's literally picking me up and throwing me. And then by the end of it, Tristan's drunk. I'm like, all right, we're gonna get a pizza. We get a pizza, and Tristan's in his room, just chilling. We get the pizza, like Tristan, pizza ready, and he comes out. He takes.
I stumble out.
He stumbles out,
Let's be fair.
and he takes a slice. I think we only had enough to share. We had enough for everyone to have maybe 1 or 2 slices. So we have 2 slices left. Tristan comes out, and it's maybe 20 minutes later. He comes out, and he looks at the pizza like, I'm eating this. And I'm like, okay. And before I could say okay, pizza was in his mouth, and he was closing his door.
Yep.
That's funny.
And then we had to share a room. I then walk into the room, and light is off, and he is just snoozing. Granted, every single day of that trip, we were so busy doing stuff.
It's funny though.
I think we walked every single day, Tristan. We walked an average of like 4 miles, average a day.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, because the Strip, kind of a big place.
Yeah, a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be.
Same. I thought it was just gonna be, a strip of bunch of casinos. No, it's like 18 blocks. Getting to the Stratosphere was probably the longest walk.
That's a journey.
Because it's so far out of the freaking way, man.
I don't even think it's on the strip. It's like past the strip, a good like quarter mile.
I remember it was supposed to be where the highway came in. It was where the highway
Yeah.
used to come in. So it was the first casino you basically interacted with. This is back when my parents always talked about. Like my parents grew up around the area when I in Reno and stuff.
Yeah.
But now they've built so much that there's that racetrack right there that we passed through. That's there's all that other shit in between the highway where you come over that hill and see the whole thing, and that we went to going to the Stratosphere. Pretty sure me and Tristan saw a dude doing drugs in a bathroom there.
Nice. Classy.
Yeah.
First of all, the bathrooms in all those casinos are probably the best bathrooms I'll ever go in my entire life. Those are some top-notch bathrooms. They had the dudes that gave you the towels and everything. That expected a tip, but I was like, nah, I ain't giving you nothing. There's a dude that went to hand me a towel, and I kind of reached around him and grabbed my own because I didn't want to tip him, and I didn't want to take the towel and not tip him. So I just grabbed one around him, and he was so offended, but I didn't really care. I just didn't want to tip him. But we walk into the bathroom, and we go to the bathroom, and we come out of like the stalls, or he comes out of the urinal or whatever, and there's a dude in the mirror, and he's got a bloody nose. And I get bloody noses constantly. It's just I have a bad nasal cavity or whatever. And we get out of the
Yeah.
bathroom, and I go, Tristan, that guy it's like me. And Tristan goes, I don't think he's having a bloody nose the same reason you have bloody noses. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, he was kind of hunched over in the bathroom, like he was like wiping his nose and like stuffing it full of like the paper towels, but also like cleaning something up on the counter itself. Man, that's either blood or a
Or,
substance.
or something else. Have either of you two guys been to Vegas?
No.
Ian, have you been to
I think
Vegas?
they're kind of fun.
No, I have not.
Vegas was absolutely incredible, and I plan on going back later. And maybe we'll get good enough. We'll do the PGGA challenge, and we'll return to Wild Horse, not as like the amateurs we were, but as conquerors. and we'll conquer the course.
Themselves with this name and logo, and they were like actively like speaking out against it on social media. I think that Matty Pockets and this guy named like Chapo got into a little fight on social media, and they were fighting this other pro player named Vinny, and they kind of told him to go, to suck their
Okay, yeah.
yeah, and so there was a lot of conflict, and Maddie tried to blackmail High Res into getting them to like let them change their name and all that stuff. Anyway, so there was like kind of a lot of misconduct. This team caused some troubles, and they had a game against another team called Armada, and they went into the game, and everybody knew that they were pretty pissed off. They refused to kind of like rep their brand and everything. And so they went into game one, and Hi-Rez was already looking at them to see if they were throwing, which is against their policy. So game one, they started with like a super aggressive like play style,
Yeah.
which is okay. They can do that. Anyway, it didn't work. And then they moved to a more like lane-based, like safe playing play style, and it did not work very well in the end anyway. So that was game one. It ended with like 37 kills to 15 kills, and it
Ooh,
ended
that's
in
not
like
good.
20 minutes. So it was pretty one-sided, but it wasn't enough to like say they were throwing or
Yeah.
because that's punishable in all this. Anyway, they go into game two, set two, and the Grim Depths come out the same way, super aggressive, but they decide not to switch to a lane-based strategy. They just keep going aggressive, and what they would basically do is they'd all group up, everybody on the team, and they'd push one lane, one tower, and they would just dive until their entire team was wiped, and then they'd do it again. And like if anybody else on the enemy team was pushing a different lane, they didn't care. They would just keep pushing one tower, dying and resetting. And so at the end of this game, it was 42-5,
Jesus.
and it ended in 13 minutes without a surrender. And so now the Grim Depths got a $2,500 fine, and Maddie and Chapo, the two that were causing all the issues, they're probably not going to get signed with any other teams, and this team's going to be replaced with a different one. So it was like kind of like a soft ban. And it's kind of funny because High Res didn't want to take any other action because they're pretty big content creators for this game. So they essentially like they didn't say that they were banned from playing professional, but no other team is going to pick them up now because of
Just
their
kind of like history now.
yeah,
They kind of blacklisted a little bit.
pretty much, yeah. So it's kind of crazy that just because they didn't want a team name and logo assigned to them, all this stuff happened. They got fined a bunch of money. Their team's getting dropped. They're blacklisted, and yeah, it was pretty embarrassing, I'd say.
Did you watch that game, or did you just hear about this?
I read a lot about it, and I
Okay.
watched it too after. But yeah.
I can't imagine anything in a. I can't imagine throwing in like esports or even just like in any sort of competitive environment.
Imagine
Absolutely right.
Overwatch throwing.
Well,
And
like-
just like how petty is it that like you get to that type of level, like you're in the minor league, like, and
Yeah,
these are very very
which
good
is
players.
which is still important.
Um,
Minor league's super
yeah.
important still for anything.
They're getting paid to play this. They're at one of the highest levels of play, and they're like little children that are upset that they're not able to have the logo and clan tag that they want. Like, and they throw because of that, and I just don't even understand. And like most of the vulgar stuff they posted on social media has been taken down, so I can't even see it. But there was a lot of really just terrible things said on there too. So it was just super childish and like unprofessional. And I was just very surprised to see.
Is anybody else on that team like barred from or blacklisted like the other two are? Or?
So no, basically those two are blacklisted because the other three that were on the team didn't participate in any of the social media stuff. It was mainly like those two were like the leaders in this whole thing, Maddie and Chapo. So yeah, I mean they're looked at terribly now. Like they have a pretty bad name for themselves, and everybody else is getting dropped as well. Because I mean the whole team is going to be replaced by a different team as soon as they can find somebody that's a group of people that's up to like the same caliber.
Mhm.
But yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
maybe you can be on that minor league team.
yeah, right. I
We'll
wish.
we'll be playing games, and Ian will join the Discord call. And be like, "Oh, what's up, Ian? What are you playing?" He goes, "What do you think?" I think Escape from Tarkov has been the only game he's played besides Smite in months.
It's an addiction, dude. I'm telling you, like my most played games ever have been MOBAs. Like just Dota 2 and Smite are sitting right at the top, and like not by a small margin. It's massive. Like I think the third most played game I have probably has a couple hundred hours in it, and Smite and Dota both have 500 plus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hours into Overwatch and Rainbow. I think those are the two highest. I think
Overwatch, I bet Overwatch is my third. It probably has 300 or
I think
something.
Overwatch is my first highest. I've played probably the most of. I've probably played about 3,000 hours of that game. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah, and I got to think about on console too. They played a lot on there, so I suppose I'm probably about even on Overwatch and all that. What a fun game! Is there any Overwatch news you guys know about?
Overwatch League started. I don't think any of us are watching it.
It did start.
Nope.
I
Yeah.
had no idea. That's
Yeah.
how. Oh my
This
goodness.
is like the third week.
Yeah, it's the third
Oh,
week of Overwatch.
really?
League. It's okay. You're gonna have like 26 weeks to watch it.
Yeah.
It's a
I don't
26.
really. I only care about the end ones anyway. I
I
kind of
just-
want to know how everybody's doing though. We followed it so closely last season.
We
Well,
did. Well, it's because we had that cool fantasy league
Yeah, yeah.
that only.
I really like
like-
that, honestly. I just
Yeah,
but in our fantasy league, some people got a little bit too upset to play again, I guess.
that's very true. Yeah,
Some
and
sort-
I won technically. So
Did you win?
Yeah,
yeah, I did.
there was people throwing collusion rumors around and stuff like
Yeah.
that,
I don't
saying that
even
Tristan and I
remember.
colluded to give him the win.
Oh,
which
that's
I-
right. That's right.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
remember. And then somebody else wanted to give me all their players, so I would win that week and not Tristan.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's not collusion, right?
No, that's not collusion at all.
It's
yeah.
okay. That guy's he's an old grumpy.
He's an old grumpy
Old
man.
grumpy man we used to play with. Yep. It's
Um,
been a while.
I think. What does he do? He gets sick and reads books now, doesn't he?
I think so. I think so.
He doesn't get
Kids-
sick. He's sick all the time. He's old. You know? He's frail. He's weak.
Yeah, his immune system's not what it used to be.
There was a
He's gotten the
time.
flu like 6 times now.
There was a time where I went and saw him where he works at, and I was like talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, I've been feeling sick recently." And I talked to Tristan about it maybe a day after. I was like, "Hey, did you hear he's sick?" And he's like, Tristan's like, "Yeah, dude. I don't know if he's gonna make it with his age and everything." He's been in the hospital twice, man. Like, this could be it, you know? And I was like, "Dang, dude, that sucks. That's rough." It's like that really. He's like, "Yeah, dude." he's just too old for it anymore. He can't take it.
How old is that decrepit man anyway?
He's like 67, right?
67.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's actually 28, but
No, but close enough.
he acts like he's 6.
Tonka, are you like 20? You're like 27, right?
26.
26.
26.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Oh, I shot big guns with Tonkar. I think I already mentioned that earlier, but Tonkar and I went shooting yesterday.
It was a good time.
He texted me. I was about to leave to go grocery shopping. He texted me, he's like, "Hey, you want to go shooting?" And I was like, I called him. I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there. What's your address?" When you answer the phone, you go, "Hello?" Like it's a question. You're like,
Maybe.
you're like, you're like questioning me. It's like you're like, "Hello?" It's like I'm calling you. Hi.
I'm calling.
But we went shooting. I think we shot an AR-15
Mm-hmm.
and a Smith and Wesson Island
M&P.
NMP.
M and P.
M&P. It was a 9mm. That's all I remember. And I was intimidated. That was the first time I shot a 5.56. So that was really fun. It was the first time I used a red dot sight.
Yes, there's a red dot.
Red
You're
dot
right.
sight. Which I guess has zero meaning, in terms of aiming or anything. But like, I looked down the scope, and I've always seen it in video games and stuff. But like, seeing it in real life, it was like, oh wow, this is so freaking helpful, man.
It is. It's like iron sights. It makes such a big difference. It's like
Yeah.
you can't even imagine.
And he goes, all right. He's like, all right. He gives me the gun. I was like, how about you go first? He's like, okay. Loads the clip and shoots like 3 times. Like, all right, your turn, and hands me the gun. I was like, go a little more. And he's like, bang, and I shot it. It was super fun. I shot it a lot. We did a mag dump, Tristan and
Yep.
Ian, where it was a 30-round clip. And it was a 30-round clip, and we just let loose. He goes, John Wick it. That's what he said, I think. He's like, it's John Wick now. It's
Probably.
It's John Wick time. And so I aim like, I get one shot, I'm like, bang, and I go for another one, I let the gun drop. I'm like, okay, we're full send on this now.
It was
So
funny.
I just keep pulling, so I'm like, bang, 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 and I couldn't aim the gun anymore because I had shooting so many times. I was just trying to keep it down. It's like, bang, 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 bang. And there was so much gas getting up in my face. My eyes started to get really teary, and my nose started to get really like congested. I guess I don't know. It might have been just because it was cold, but like I was like, I got off, and there's just tears coming down the right side of my eye. I'm like, there's gas in my eye, Tonkar, and he goes, oh right, that happens. I forgot to say that.
Yep, because it's a direct impingement, so all the gas helps push the bolt back, and so it has to go somewhere.
This guy goes,
So sometimes it comes out back towards your face.
but that was super. I was super exciting. And then we shot the 9mm, which I prefer. I thought that was way more fun, in my opinion, because I like shooting pistols more, because I think they're cooler. But aiming that thing was, no.
Yeah, pistols. It's a lot more work.
Yeah, pistols was so much more work. Even holding the gun was more work. I was like, all right. He goes, how do you hold the gun? And I was like this. And he's like, no. I was like this? He's like, no. And then he's like, showed me. So then I grabbed the pistol, and it's loaded, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
I grab it, he goes, no, not like that. And so like he comes around my shoulder, he puts my hand in the right spot, and I was like, oh, like that. And I was like, yeah. And then I proceeded to shoot it. It was the left thumb over right thumb technique.
Yeah, your left. It's called I think it's called the thumbs forward grip.
Thumbs forward grip.
Yeah, so your right thumbs over your top thumb, they kind of fit together.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah.
it's a good time.
It was, we shot it. I think we only shot that one once. But
Yeah.
he showed me these rounds, which are in Tarkov, and they're called the RIP rounds, and I got to see him in real life. I didn't get to see him shot, but I got to see
Nah,
him.
they're expensive. I'm gonna shoot that at a person.
Oh,
That's
I wouldn't say
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh my god.
It's a self-defense round.
Self-defense, yeah.
It is. That's what it is. That's the purpose of the round.
That's
Because
alright.
pistol rounds are ineffective against targets. So you need something, and additionally on the slug for it to do any damage to someone. Otherwise, they're just not gonna stop. It's true. That's real life.
Let's hope we don't get put on a list.
That's fine. I'm already on a list.
Everybody here is on some kind of list. Some are different than others, but everyone's on
Yeah.
a list. No, I got to see what that was. Yeah. Tristan and I the other day played a game. I loaded a pistol up with those rounds in game of on Tarkov. I loaded up a mag. We spawned in and then immediately died.
Jeez.
And I was super bummed out because I never got to use those pistol rounds. Now that guy has.
Yeah.
it.
I actually just bought a bunch of those because we're gonna have to go kneecap some PMCs eventually
Eventually.
with them.
They're so expensive in that game, man.
I know. I bought 90 of them.
What? That's like how much money did you spend on those rounds?
60,000 rubles.
60,000 on ammo?
Ammo is what gets kills in this game.
That's true.
Honestly,
It's all about
ammo's all that matters.
all that matters is ammunition.
Yeah, because you could run like a SKS, like the top loading one, but have super good ammo and just drop PMCs.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
I hate the internal magazines in the SKS.
Oh yeah, they suck. It
They-
doesn't even load all the way up to 10. It just
they-
goes to 9.
They make me they make me so angry. We got into it was a map we scavved it on reserve, and we got sandwiched by like 6 other scav teams. Like
Oh, that was so. And a PMC, I
and a
think.
PMC team. Tristan was the first to die, but we're getting shot from we're next to the train extract, and we're getting shot from the train yard. Then we're getting shot from a tower, and then we're getting shot from another angle. And so me and Tristan are in this like little hut. Tristan gets rushed and killed. Sorry. Excuse me. I then like run away. Kind of. I run into a building. I get a different angle on where Tonkar is. I shoot 2 guys. It was it was a freaking huge fight. And
Yeah, it was a mess.
I had a freaking SKS, man, and I'm trying to load it. Dude comes around the corner and just kills me. First of all, he looked at me and then killed me. Like, he gave it some time and then killed me because I think he knew I was reloading, so he just knew I was dead. He was just mocking me. I was so upset because like I don't know how to cancel the reload. Like, I did everything I could to cancel it, but it wasn't canceling. So I then vowed to never use an SKS again, and I've broken that vow. But that's okay. But I'm never gonna try and build an SKS again. At least with an internal magazine. If it's an external
Oh
one,
yeah.
if it's an external one, probably not. I'll bring
I have an external one. I have an like the OP SKS.
Yeah, I think I have that one too.
That I got from that dude who I looted. It's like kitted. It's got like a side mounted like red dot and like a times what even is that? Like a ×4 like regular mount.
Mhm.
It's nice.
Hell yeah. Ian, do you have any crazy guns in Tarkov yet?
I don't have anything.
I don't have any.
It's nothing.
That happens sometimes.
Did anybody here watch General Sam?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those videos.
Did you see the video where he took an MP5 and he put a ×24 scope on it?
Oh
yeah,
my
that was crazy. And then he put like 4 red dots on it too.
Yeah, he put 4 red dots on
Oh,
it.
apparently, when you have weight, so the optics weigh stuff. So if you have a really heavy optic on a light gun, it actually it helps with the recoil.
What?
Fun fact.
Huh.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because this guy was doing that. Essentially, he had this like Night Force like optic on an MP5 or something,
Mhm.
or an MP7. I don't know what it was. It's a machine gun essentially,
Yeah.
and he had a red dot on top of it, and it was so heavy it just like helped nerf the recoil a little bit. It was only like by like 1 or 2%, but still, it still like helped. So I thought that's interesting.
That is, I like that. That's how in depth that game gets. Is sometimes with like the weight of the gun and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like Ian was saying earlier, there's just no other game like it right now. It's just I don't. That's why it's to go back to that. I kind of out on topics. Anyone else want to talk about anything else?
No, I think I got through everything I wanted to say.
What time are we at?
We're at 54, but we're probably gonna be at like total edit time is probably about 50 minutes.
Okay,
If you want to stop there, then we can.
sure.
All right. Well, I guess that'll conclude it for today's episode. Do you guys have any social media stuff you want to plug?
Nah,
No.
not this time.
Not this time. Ian, did you say no?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Tristan, you neither.
Hey yo, add me on Snapchat. Tristan_Zimmer. There you go.
Hell yeah. Link Snapchat in the
Lincoln
description.
Build.
Lincoln Build. Yep.
Lincoln Build. Lincoln Build.
Add him on Snapchat. You know what? Add me on Snapchat. @cat_Z. Add me up. And, there. Well, I guess that does it for today's episode. So, thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks for being our first guest, Ian.
Absolutely.
Well, perfect. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.